Hi guys, welcome to the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. Welcome back, or welcome any newcomers even. Today I thought I'd go over a couple of hints and tips regarding a few things. I'm going to show you a few items that I've acquired for the one-way chuck, which is righty there. There's a few things which I've bought which are specific to the one-way chuck, and there's a few things which I've acquired for other chucks which also work with the one-way chuck. So basically, first off, we will have a look at this thing. This is made by Oneway, as you can see, and basically it must be one of the world's biggest two-pronged drive centres. Basically it fits in your chuck like so, and it turns your chuck into one hell of a big drive centre, two-prong drive. Now you're probably thinking, wow, you would need one hell of a spindle blank to take advantage of that. Well, this is true, but what it is very good for is if you're turning tree limbs. You know, if you've got a whacking piece of branch wood, well, that'll let you turn it. Also, if you've got any root burrs or burr wood that you need, you know, you might set off with it between centres, and you might think, oh no, that's not quite right. Well, with this you can readjust it, bang it back in, and try it from a different angle to get the best features out of the wood. I don't use it very often, but it has had use, and when you do need it, it's the only thing basically that'll work. Next thing, screw chucks. This comes with the Oneway Stronghold chuck. It's a screw chuck, very good as well. Of the chucks that I've owned over the years, this is probably the best screw chuck adapter thing that I've had. It's got a very, very deep thread on it, if you can see. A very deep thread, really doesn't let go. But on some of the bigger blanks, wood blanks, maybe that you've felled yourself, or timber that you've been given, you know, I'm talking 12-inch upwards, you might want to invest in this one, which is a little bit longer, gives it a little bit more bite, a little bit more purchase. As you can see, it is, come on, go in focus, it is a fair bit longer than the other one, so that's a worthy addition to the chuck. Some of the blanks that I've turned, the sweet chestnut that I've shown you in a few previous videos, that came in handy for initially mounting those. It gives you that extra security. Right, next up is these. These are made specifically for the one-way chuck. They fit in the jaws. I'm not going to undo the jaws now, but basically they fit into the jaws, and then you've got a four-prong drive centre without taking the chuck off. They do it in two different sizes. That one's the biggest, this one is the smaller one. and they work pretty well. But basically I wanted something else, me. I'm not a fan of 4-prong drive centres, so I started hunting round, and I came up with the step centre. These things are brilliant. If you've never used one, buy one. You'll probably never use a 4-prong drive centre again. They're brilliant, they really are. But it meant having to take the chuck off every time I wanted to use it, which I wasn't very happy about. I don't generally take the chuck on and off very much. It's just something I just dislike doing. So I used to have an Axminster Precision chuck, and for it I had bought this Morse taper carrier, which is this flangey thing you can see attached to the hang on, let me knock this out, then you can see it better. Let me put that down. Basically this is the bit we're on about. It fits into the Axminster chuck C-jaws. So I thought, I wonder. So one day I thought I'll give it a try. Opened up the chuck jaws. Let me show you. It's not the easiest of things to do while you're holding a camera. Let me zoom out a bit. Ah, come on. It does fit in like, oh, do you know? One day it will fit in. Tighten it back down. What I usually do is, whilst I'm applying, I usually apply pressure from the front whilst I'm tightening the jaws, so it seats it nice and evenly. And then, of course, with it being a Morse taper carrier, you can put any number 2 Morse taper in there. And contrary to what you might think, it is perfectly in line. Works an absolute treat. So that saves me having to take the chuck on and off every time I want to use a drive centre. It'll take just about any Morse centre. And now of course I can't get it back out. But I think the only 4-prong drive centre which I do use occasionally is this one. I think this is about a 2-inch drive. I occasionally use this on a nasty piece of wood that's not behaving. This has got a bit more purchase behind it. Tends to have a little bit more drive. Tends to bite in a bit deeper and not spin or throw the work off. And of course that will fit straight into the taper carrier. So that's the Axminster number 2 Morse taper carrier. If you're looking for it, available from Axminster Power Tools. I think they are available in the US, so but they do work great in the Oneway Stronghold chuck. These jaws that I'm using it in though, they are the dovetail jaws, the standard sized dovetail jaws, not the jaws that come with the Oneway. I stopped using those and I use the dovetail type now, and it works brilliant and it's concentrically perfect. There's no misalignment or whatever. Works a treat. Right guys, that's just a few things. In the next video I think we'll have a look at abrasives. I've got a few ideas that you might be interested in regarding abrasives. Right guys, we'll cut it off here. I hope you'll join me for the next one. Catch you later guys, take care.